Tommy Robinson's a freedom fighter. He's standing up for free speech like Muhammad Ali.
Welcome to British Rationals. In a week when Mamoudou Gassama received French citizenship this week after the 22-year-old Malian scaled a Parisian apartment block to save a toddler from a fourth-floor balcony.
I don't understand why he's being celebrated. Immigrant scales building and steals child. That's what the link I clicked on said.
I didn't know Spiderman was French.
He's from Mali.
Mali? Is that near Wakanda?
Citizenship feels like a fairly big reward. Similar thing happened a couple of years ago in Streatham. I think the council gave him 50 quid's worth of vouchers. W.H. Smith's.
I wonder if that's why Michael Jackson dangled his baby over the balcony, to lure in fit young lads.
At least they've given him a job. Now he won't be trying to smuggle himself into the UK under a lorry.
People will do anything to stay in the European Union.
I did an impression of Spiderman once. Yeah, all over Daisy from accounts.
The French like to reward acts of heroism by foreigners by offering them citizenship. As do we. Just ask the Gurkhas, or the Windrush generation, or the Kurds, or the Iraqi fixers, or the Afghan translators. I mean, the list just goes on. This week, Ukrainian secret services revealed that they faked the death of journalist Arkady Babchenko in order to flush out a Russian plot to kill him.
The Russians said they didn't do it.
Oh, I wish the Russians would try to assassinate me. I could do with the time off.
The Ukrainians said they did.
It's all smoke and mirrors behind the Iron Curtain. I did an exchange as a teenager. It's all sausages and vodka everywhere. Best fortnight of my life.
But then they said they didn't because they had to find out if they did.
The Ruskies have proven themselves to be highly inadequate at murder over the last few months. It's the perfect time for war.
But they hadn't done it.
One of my clients faked his own death. We told him we'd stop paying him benefits if he stopped looking for jobs. Moron.
It is confusing, isn't it?
A British journalist wouldn't have run away and hid, would they? No, John Simpson would have been waiting for the Rusky rascals. Microphone in one hand, his grandfather's blunderbuss in the other. Chicken Kiev, Kiev chicken more like.
Thank God he turned up in Ukraine. The Russians can't touch him there. And the news everyone's talking about this week. It's wet!
You bloody Londoners, the way you go on about the rain, you'd think you'd melt. It's not holy water.
I don't mind a bit of lightning, especially if it lights up Big Ben. As I can see Michael Gove striding like a Nordic god across Westminster Bridge. The Norwegian solution. Just perfect.
It's been wetter than an otter's pocket.
Well, I'm just about to go on holiday to Kenya. They're experiencing one of the worst droughts in their history. So I'm going to miss out on all the rain. Go me!
I don't mind the rain. British, isn't it? Except when it stops play.
Get an umbrella. It shouldn't stop you regularly attending meetings with your work coach. It's part of your claimant commitment and you can't shirk on that, so don't even try it!
In other news, it's still wet. Former EDL leader Tommy Robinson received a 13-month prison sentence for contempt of court. Since then, nearly 500,000 people have signed an online petition and thousands descended on Whitehall to protest for his release.
It must feel awful to get arrested. Why did he have to report it anyway? Why couldn't he just wait for the newspapers like everybody else?
Tommy Robinson's a freedom fighter. He's standing up for free speech like Muhammad Ali. Christ, I hope the Nation of Islam don't try and radicalise him inside.
He's been to court so many times. Fighting. Mortgage fraud. Fighting. Getting his name wrong in his passport. Fighting. You know what they say? Familiarity breeds contempt.
Freedom of speech? Please. It's not unlimited. I can't go around saying Elton John's a now, can I?
I'm sure Tommy will do great in prison. He'll start a race riot, then quit when it gets too much for him.
One of my neighbours tried to start the Welsh Defence League. Didn't last, though. We weren't really under attack. Bit like the English.
The baying crowd in Whitehall chanted, "Free Tommy Robinson," which is easier than "Free Stephen Christopher Yaxley Lennon," and is far more relatable. Thank you all for watching this series of British Rationals. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you also to Mark and everybody at the British Comedy Guide, everyone at the Southend News Network and the Rochdale Herald for all their help. Join us next week when you'll be binge watching all the previous episodes. Seriously though, we'll be back this summer. for more British Rationals.